Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing great. So in today's video, I'll be discussing how can you find your passion in life and how can you understand what are the things that you are actually good at and what are the things that you love doing. And we'll also discuss how can you actually go on and pursue these passions in life. So we'll be discussing all these by doing simple and fun activities. So I would like to suggest you to have a pen and paper ready with you and try to do the activities along with me in this video. Please make sure that you watch the video towards the end, and I can promise you that it will be totally worth it. So without any further ado, let's get into the video. So the first model that we're going to discuss today is a very well-known and famous model, and I'm sure you might have heard of it before. It's called the Ikigai model. Now, Ikigai is a Japanese word which means the purpose of your life. Now, it consists of 4 things. First being what you love doing, what are you good at, what the world needs, and what can you be paid for. Now, the intersection between what you love and what you're good at is passion, and this is the area that we are going to discuss more in detail in today's video. And the intersection between what you love and what the world needs is called mission. The intersection between what you're good at and what you can be paid for is called profession, and the intersection between what the world needs and what you can be paid for is called your vocation. And the intersection between all these areas is your Ikigai, which means the purpose and meaning of your life. In Sanskrit we call it dharma, so the Sanskrit word for Ikigai is dharma. And if you want to know more about Ikigai, you can check out this book Ikigai. It will give you more insights about the Japanese way of living and their meaning and purpose of life, and I highly recommend you to read this book. Now, coming back to what is passion. Okay, now whenever somebody asks you what is your passion, the first thing that comes to your mind are your hobbies like dancing, cooking, singing, sports, or is career oriented things like maybe you're good at science, history, mathematics, etc. But I believe that passion has something to do with the environment that we best thrive in. It is a mixture of a lot of elements that actually bring the best in us. Okay, you may be a person who is good at working with teams, or you can be a person who is good at working alone. So it is basically the environment and a mixture of a lot of elements that actually get us know what our passion actually is. So we'll discuss more about this by doing an activity. So I would like you to take a pen and paper and divide your page into 4 quadrants. The first quadrant being what you love and are good at. Second quadrant being what you don't love but are good at. The third quadrant being what you love but are not good at. And fourth quadrant being what you don't love and are not good at. So I wanted to spend some time and fill in these columns and these quadrants with whatever different activities or tasks that you do in a day, to understand what are you actually good at and what are the things that you love doing. I'll discuss each and every quadrant one by one, and I'll also give examples for your better understanding. So the first quadrant says what do you love and are good at. Now this is something that is also called your passion. Okay, for me personally, I believe that I am good at reading and sharing stuff, and this is also something that I love to do. Now, if you want to figure out things for this column, I would highly suggest you to go and ask your friends or family, the people who are around you, that what are the things that they feel you are actually good at, what are the things that they come to you for, or what are the things that actually sets you aside from others. So your family and friends would actually help you a lot in discovering this part for you. So the second quadrant is what you don't love but are good at, and these are the tasks that help you pay your bills. And for me personally, it's mathematics. So I'm not very bad at numbers. I'm good at numbers, but I don't really enjoy working with numbers. So mathematics is the area which I feel that I don't love but I'm good at. So you need to figure out what are the things that you are actually good at but you don't enjoy doing, and list all those activities in this particular column. So the third quadrant is what you love but you're not good at, and this is called potential. And you can write a lot of things in this column. For me, it would be like debating and sports. Okay, I am not an expert in these areas, but if I spend more time and effort, I can improve as a person. I love doing this stuff, but I'm not actually an expert in this area. So there might be some few things that you thought if you would have started earlier in your life, but you couldn't for any reason. So this is the column where you need to write all those things which you wanted to do, or you feel you could have done really better if you invested your more time and effort in these areas. And the fourth quadrant is what you don't love doing and you're not good at it. Okay, now these will be the tasks, your daily tasks. And for me, it would be like cleaning my closet, which I neither enjoy doing and nor I'm good at it. So these are just basic daily tasks that need to be done. So before we move ahead, I would like to ask you to finish this activity. Just pause this video and write whatever activities come into your mind and categorize them into these 4 different columns. And make sure you do this before moving forward, because that is how you'll make the best out of this experience. So the reason why I wanted you to do this activity is to make you realize that the most of our time that we end up spending in a day or in our lives is on quadrant 2 and quadrant 4 activities, the activities that we do not love doing, the activities that are not actually our passion. Okay, so we should not spend most of our time on quadrant 2 and quadrant 4 activity, but we should focus more on quadrant 1 and quadrant 3 activities. Okay, but I'm not saying that you should quit mathematics and go and follow your passion like dancing or sports. All I mean to say is that quadrant 2 and quadrant 4 activities are very, very essential, but you can just take out some time, maybe in the evening or during the weekends, and also focus on quadrant 1 and quadrant 3 activities, which we try to ignore in our day-to-day lives. A lot of us give up on these activities at a very early age as well. So while managing 2 and 4 activities, we should also focus on 1 and 3 at the same time. So the last activity that we are going to do for this video is a DISC model of personality. Now for that, I want you to ask yourself 2 questions: whether you are an outgoing person or a reserved person. Now, an outgoing person is a person who is a conversation starter, who organizes a party, or who actually brings life to the party. And a reserved person is a person who observes different conversations and enjoys his own company and is a more self-aware person. And the second question is either you are a task-oriented person or a people-oriented person. Now, task-oriented people are people who actually look into small details of each and every activity or task that they're doing. They look for small and minute details and mistakes that they found from different. And people-oriented people are actually interested more in knowing what is the reaction of the audience, how are they reacting to a particular product or service. They understand people better and they want to work with people better. So I want you to answer these 2 questions, think about it, and none of them acts as a strength or weakness to you. Like, it's not that being an outgoing person has more advantages than being a reserved person, but you just need to be honest about yourself, which personality comes to you naturally. If you're a dominant and task-oriented person, you are D personality type, that is dominant. You are someone who likes to direct, you like to manage people, you are a director, manager who make sure that the task given gets done. You are somebody who delegates tasks and makes sure that it is done within time. If you are an outgoing and people-oriented person, you have I-type personality, which is inspiring. You have the power to influence people, to make a change in the society by influencing people or talking about things and inspiring them through your stories and your way of explaining things. If you are a people-oriented and reserved person, that means that you are from S category, that means supportive. This means that you make sure that the team work properly and in proper coordination. You are the person who solves any disputes or resolves any disputes if they occur, and make sure that all the people get the environment where each and every person thrives well in an organization. If you are task oriented and reserved, you fall under C category, which means collective. This means that you focus on small minute details and you focus on the quality of the service or product, and you are a perfectionist. You make sure that everything is done within time and with best quality and efforts. So my basic idea for explaining you this model was that we need all 4 personality types in any team that we work in. It may be an organization or a company. We need all 4 to function properly. For example, D personality types delegates tasks and make sure that things are done on time. I personality types are people who see to the reaction of the audience, how are customers and how are people reacting to a particular service or product. And S category type makes sure that the team is working in a coordination and proper teamwork is happening. And C category makes sure that the quality is not compromised and that the deadlines are met. So all 4 personality types are required in a team, but you need to make sure that you work in your strength areas. Now there can be a combination of personality types. You can be D and I both, you can be I and S both, you can be S and C both, you can be D and C both. Okay, there can be any combination of your personality types. And if you're someone who's very young, your personality might come out different when you are a bit older, and you need to focus on the strengths and the environment that your personality would thrive best in. That is the basic idea of this module, so that you thrive best in the environment that is most suitable for you. If you enjoyed this video and if you learned something, make sure that you hit the like button and subscribe to my channel and turn on the notifications, because I post a new video every week. If you have any questions or something that you could not understand, feel free to reach out to me. You can write down in the comment section or reach out to me in my different social media handles, the links to which are in the description down below. I would be more than happy to help you out. Thank you so much for watching this video till the end. See you next week in another video. Until then, goodbye.